waiting for the opportune time to show 'em this new power of mine. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Our aim never disappoint, so we have coincidentally stumbled on a legendary. Wait until they see us now, waiting for the opportune time to show 'em this new power of mine. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Our aim never disappoint, so we have coincidentally stumbled on a legendary. Wait until they see us now, waiting for the opportune time to show 'em this new power of mine. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Our aim never disappoint, so we have coincidentally stumbled on a legendary. Wait until they see us now, waiting for the opportune time to show 'em this new power of mine. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Our aim never disappoint, so we have coincidentally stumbled on a legendary. Wait until they see us now, waiting for the opportune time to show 'em this new power of mine. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. When words where we landed with zeros are next to be commended, we're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Our aim never disappoint, so we have coincidentally stumbled on a legendary. Wait until they is the next to be commended. We're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy grove will soon be upon us. Katie high like we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Wailing Woods is where we landed. Till Row is the next to be commended. We're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy grove will soon be upon us. Katie high like we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Our aim never disappoint, so we have coincidentally stumbled on a legendary. Wait until they see us now. Waiting for the opportune time to show them this new power of mine. Wailing Woods is where we landed. Till Row is the next to be commended. We're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy grove will soon be upon us. Katie high like we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory. Wailing Woods is where we landed. Till Row is the next to be commended. We're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy grove will soon be upon us. Katie high like we're sitting on the battle bus. We're closing in and we'll soon claim victory.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Unplugged Unfiltered. I'm Brian Clements, of course, back in the studio with Bob Clements tonight. And the thing about it is AI is exposing you. And that doesn't mean that AI is going to air all of your dirty laundry. But on the business side,
that's good.
AI is coming for your job. It's not coming for your job. It's coming as for parts of your career that you've never questioned. And for the first time, you can opt out of that decision, and it's not an accident. This episode isn't about tools and trends. It's about who's building leverage and who is finding out that they never actually had leverage. And Bob, I think we see this a lot in businesses that we're working with. You know, it's not necessarily the tools and the trends, but it's who is leaning into AI, who is adapting to it, who is really saying, you know what, I have a skill set and it's not replacing my skill set, but I can use this to build on my skill set and learn additional features, additional information because of what AI can provide.
Well, yeah, I think, your point being is AI is leverage.
Absolutely.
Okay. So anybody that's in business or, I don't know, has a life.
Yeah.
Okay. Either one of those two things.
Yeah.
Understands that it's really about leverage.
Yeah.
If you have it, you can move forward. And if you don't, right, things are going to roll over top of you. And I think that's the thing that you have to keep in mind is, your job constantly in business or in life to say, how do I get leverage? And not to take advantage of people.
Yeah.
Right. But to be able to create that momentum, because that's what leverage does. Leverage creates momentum, right? That you can use to then move forward for your goals, your aspirations, whatever you want to do. And I think that's what AI does. AI gives you this massive lever that you can use that is going to drive you forward. And I think it's exactly right.
Well, I think with AI, it comes back, and I heard Kevin Hart and
I would just be laughing.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart is just funny. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't care what he does. He's funny.
Yeah. Well, I heard Kevin Hart and Grant Cardone talking, and one of the things, and they were talking about kind of on the finance side, but it really plays into the AI side of things is with AI, people who don't want to adapt will use AI as an excuse.
Right.
People who do want to adapt will use it as an opportunity.
Absolutely.
And that's the mentality that you really have to go into AI is, am I using AI as an opportunity or is it being used as an excuse? And that changes your leverage. And if you're using it as an excuse, because maybe you're not comfortable with it yet.
Right.
I'm just trying to see where AI is going to go. You're going to be left behind really, really quick. And you're never going to build on anything because the people who are using it as a skill set and learning it as a skill set are going to so fastly outpace you that you'll never be able to get caught up.
Well, it's just funny because I have Sarah and I, my daughter, your sister and I, get ready to do a series of boot camps in February, kind of all across the country. And And I had a person that was interested in them that called in and said, I want some more information. And so I talked to him a little bit about it. And this is a dealer that has known me. He's been to some of my other stuff. I don't work with him, but he's familiar with who we are. And he said, well, quite frankly, I'm going to be honest with you. If this is going to be all about AI, right, I'm really not interested. And he said, so is this all about AI? And I go, well, no, it's not all about AI, but AI is going to be a part of our conversations.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, quite frankly, Bob, I just don't think IA is going to be around. I think it's kind of a fad.
Yeah.
And I laughed because I wanted his money.
Yeah.
I said, well, it could be. Right? So, yeah, I wasn't going to say, kind of like the internet was a fad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I needed his cash. So I said, you're in sales, you don't disagree with the person getting ready to hand you cash. You just agree with them and take their money. But I thought that was such an interesting thought. Now, this is a person, again, that I don't know how he uses AI, or maybe he had a bad experience. Maybe chat changed his life in a bad way at some point. But I'm sitting there going like, oh my God, how could you not see that AI, regardless of which one of the large language models you're using, that it's going to be a game changer forever in the dealer industry? And he just didn't. So I was fascinated with that.
Yeah, it's truly crazy because, for me, I've talked to a lot of people who go, AI, I'm not sure where it's going. I'm not sure where it's at. And it's like, and we've had this conversation. Yeah. How many people said that about GPSs? How many people said
I
that?
still use maps.
Absolutely.
There's nothing like that. There's nothing like folding and unfolding a really large state map.
Yeah.
It gives me thrills.
It's excierating. There's something
and
about
I love
it.
the fact that they showed where the police officer was on the map.
Oh yeah.
10 years earlier.
Yeah.
When they actually read that.
Yeah. There was a police officer.
10 years ago, there was a police officer right in this corner.
But the thing is if the key to using AI now is building up a skill set.
Absolutely.
Right? And I will say, I feel like I have way more knowledge now outside of when I'm using AI, which I use AI pretty, much every second of every day. And it doesn't mean that I'm replacing all of like my emails with AI, but I will tell you almost every single email I send through AI to correct,
make me sound smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I need to sound smart.
Absolutely.
Okay, so help me with that, with a sense of humor and a little sarcasm.
Yeah. But the nice thing is because I still build everything that I put into AI, is if AI were to disappear tomorrow, I would still have all of the skill sets to build. And I think that some people have to be cautious of that, because we see a lot of roles that are being built into businesses based off of how good you are with AI. But if something were to happen, is that skill set truly backed up? And I don't think there's a lot of people out there who really are taking AI and using it to build their toolbox, their skill set.
I think the skill set today with AI is to learn how to ask AI questions.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been using AI now for, a long time.
Yeah.
And I have to say, this new 5.2
is incredible.
Chat is incredible.
Yeah.
I thought 5.1 was hot. Okay, this is like going to the prom dance.
Absolutely.
Okay, this thing is so good. But again, what I've learned over time as I work with, I understand now how to ask it the correct questions.
Yeah.
And I think, but that's a skill set that you have to do. So, I mean, you're replacing the skill set of, okay, I'm going to craft my own email out. That's a skill set you have, going like, okay, well, I have a GPS now instead of a map. Okay. So I'm going to use my GPS, right? I still have to put in where I want to go. Right. And it gives me options to do those things like this. But I think the skill of crafting an email is being replaced by the skill that you're using to communicate with whatever AI it is. I mean, I talk about chat all the time because that's the one I pay for.
Yeah.
I use everybody else's free version. So I'm committed to OpenAI at $20 a month. I'm just going to tell you that right up front. Okay. Kind of an addiction of mine, right? But I do try Claude and Gronk and some of the others. Yeah. And they're really all pretty good. But I go back again, but my skill set has changed from being able to craft an email to being able to take the crappy email that I crafted.
Yeah.
And now chat knows my personality because that's what I programmed in. Again, it's a little bit, I want it to sound professional, a little bit sarcastic, kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it takes, but my new skill is crafting crafting the prompt,
Yeah.
the information, so that chat can do what I needed to do. So am I replacing a skill with another skill? Yeah, I think so. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I am, I am replacing the skill, but you're not losing your skills.
Yeah.
You're simply upgrading your skills so that I've got a brand new tool I can use.
Yeah.
Right. That requires me to have a different set of skills before the tool.
Absolutely. Well, and again, I think that the skills that you build in personally, right, those give you the ability to build those bigger and better skills inside of AI.
Absolutely.
I mean, the knowledge that you have inside of dealerships gives you the ability to have those conversations with AI, that because the reality of it is AI is not, it doesn't have your knowledge base, right?
No, it would be, there would take a computer that would be so massive to have my knowledge.
Yeah. Well, but
it's getting close. I'll say that.
If a dealer went in and said, "Hey, I need you to tell me how to run a dealership," right? It's going to pop out some prompts, or it's going to pop out some, hey,
it's going to give you a list of things that you need to do and all your KPIs and stuff like this.
But when you go into it, you say, "Hey, I need information on how to do this in a dealership with this setting and this thing, and here are the extra steps that you need to take."
Right.
Your skills become detailed prompts.
Exactly.
In AI.
Absolutely.
And I think that everyone out there needs to understand that your skill set still has to grow internally.
Absolutely.
Because that's how you build out better prompts. And it's like, I'm going to shout out our graphic designer team. They did an incredible job. It took them quite a while to build it. And
first of all, your graphic is just a touch scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, but I will say that if you have watched our podcast to any extent in depth,
and thank you very much if you have.
Yes, we appreciate it. But our backgrounds have gotten substantially better because my skill set in marketing has gotten substantially better, which gives me the ability to give better prompts to AI who created our background for us. And
that costs you $20 a month.
Yeah,
have access to this incredible graphic artist. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So, but it's I had to hone my skills to be able to give it better prompts, to be able to give it better insight into what we are doing. It doesn't replace my analytics I get from YouTube. It doesn't replace all of this. I take all that back to chat and say, "Hey, here's where we fell short. Here's where this is at." And now my chat goes, "Well, you fucked up there." I mean, it's like, oh, and it was great.
Thanks.
Yeah. It was great because this morning I was working.
I'm not asking you for any more advice. Dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. But now I'll be honest. I was working on something this morning and my chat said, "If you do this step, you are fucked." Verbatim. And I'm like,
very good.
I love this chat.
Now that it knows, well, the funny thing is it learns you, right?
Oh,
and it learns your language because if you're using it all the time. But kind of going back to this, it's what you talked about in the very beginning, that because you would have graphic artists go like, "Oh my God, this is taking my job," and I go, "No, as a graphic artist, it's accelerating what you're able to do because as a graphic artist, this only does what you ask it to do through a prompt." If you were a graphic artist, and it's apparent you're not.
Yes.
But if you were, you would have created your own prompts that you would feed information into to your prompts for you as a unique graphic designer.
Yeah.
And it does this magic because you're the one that created the prompts. You have the knowledge and the wisdom and the expertise to guide it on what you want to do. So that's what I think with people, because I hear people talk about, well, it's going to replace this, we're going to replace this. It could, right? But if you're, and it will, if you're not advancing your skills,
absolutely,
and if you're not understanding how to lean into it, right? But just like you said, from my perspective, right, it doesn't replace my skills, right? It enhances my skills. It allows me to do more faster, right? With a new set of skills because I have this incredible tool that I can now leverage. Before, it might take me 8 hours to do, I don't know, a complicated spreadsheet. I knew what I needed to do, but spreadsheets weren't my forte. I mean, I can figure them out. But I know how to tell chat, I need a spreadsheet. It needs to do this, this, and this. I need to have these columns highlighted based upon green, good, yellow, caution, red, bad. And in 5 minutes, and I say that because I just had to do one for me today, and it took it 5 minutes. Okay. which for the AI world is a long time. You know, to have to
now
think
it is. Yeah, it is.
Have to think you have to wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It would have taken me a day.
Yeah.
At best to create the exact same thing that chat did for me in 5 minutes.
Well, and again, let's go back to the graphic designer kind of side of it. You know, with that is you go, okay, well, it's removing my ability to maybe I was charging $1,000 a month per customer, right? To do that. And it's like, okay, now maybe I can only charge $100 a month per customer, but how many more customers can I take on? Because I go from an 8-hour project to a 3-minute project, right? I can lower my price, hit a bigger audience. If you get stuck in this, well, it's taking this from me, now I can't do this. Change your mindset. Just say, how can I adjust this, right? I can now take on and complete so many more projects and tell the customer, say, listen, I can build this out for you. I will make sure that it's exactly how you want. And it's $100. And I go, oh, the last person charged me $1,000. I see it on Fiverr all the time. I go on to Fiverr, you know, and it's like, oh, well, we can create a video for you. It used to be like turnaround time 7 to 10 days.
Right.
Now it's like,
I already have it created. I knew you were calling.
Yeah, it's like 2 days. And it used to be like $600 to have a really high quality video created. And now it's like $60.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what they did is they shifted their mentality. Exactly. It's not an excuse. It's an opportunity.
Right.
I can reach 1,000 times more people and up my ability to perform on that because I know the best prompts for AI. I know the best tools. I pay for the best subscriptions with AI. So stop using it as that. And that goes back to that. AI doesn't replace ambition. It reveals the absence of it.
Well, that's a good, because it doesn't replace ambition.
No.
Okay. If you're ambitious, and to your point, just like you say, but it reveals the absence of it. If you don't have ambition, AI is going to show that you're an idiot. You don't have any ambition.
Exactly.
And so give up and go work, I don't know, someplace else. But don't go to the honey stand at the Liberty Market because they have ambition. Okay. So we always have to bring the honey stand.
It does. Every episode.
Every episode has the honey stand in it.
Yeah.
But I would go back in. But I think that's such an important point because I do think people think that, okay, well, AI is going to take away people's ambition. No, most people don't have any ambition. So, you know, that's why you're an entrepreneur, right? You have ambition that nobody else has. It's not going to replace it. It is, like you said, Brian, it's going to reveal the absence of it. And I think, again, and I'm going to go back and push back a little bit on you. Yeah. Because your point was if you're charging $1,000 now and AI can do it for you in 30 seconds, then maybe you only charge $100. Yeah. I would say, well, stop for just a second because I'm here to help people make money. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So screw it. I don't want twice as many people, or I don't want 100 times as many people because people are a pain in the butt sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is say, okay, so instead of saying $1,000 what I'm going to charge, I'm going to do this, able to do this now for you for $500, but I'm also going to be able to do this and this as a part of that. Yeah. You know, so you don't have to go down to the, you know, to the lowest dollar, not do stuff for $100 because again, the person that's doing it for $100, if you're a graphic artist and you've been doing it for years, they don't have your skill set. They don't have your knowledge. Yeah. They don't know how to think about things or how things look. And all chat does is it takes what it kind of guesses you want. Yeah. Until you instruct it. Yeah. You know, and so if I'm a graphic artist and I've been doing it for years, right? I'm not going to be afraid of AI. Yeah. I'm going to go, damn, I need to fill it, the one that I'm having. Yeah. Right. I need to fill it with my knowledge and what is good and what is not as good. And then it'll do the magic that you do in seconds. Yeah. But why discount that to somebody? Why not say, okay, maybe I don't need to charge you 1,000, but I am going to charge you 500 because what you're getting AI that's running through me and my prompts and what I'm looking for. And the only place you could get that, you can't get it for $60 from somebody from Indonesia or whatever. And I'm not knocking those countries, but you know, for $20 you can have anything done. I'm just saying again, so don't discount your skills. Okay, because AI can't replace all of that knowledge. It's kind of like what you said to me. It can tell you how to make a dealership go, but it still doesn't have the knowledge and expertise of how I can actually make that happen. Yeah, it can give you a set of instructions. Yeah, and I have dealers that all the time say, "Well, just tell me what to do," and then they don't go do it. Okay, exactly. You know, you need somebody. AI won't sit there and keep going. Okay, dumbass, keep going. Every morning it doesn't wake you up and say, "Get out of bed, it's time." Yeah, right. That's that ambition that you got to have to do it. So again, you know, while I think I agree with you that it can make things less expensive, but I would
Yeah.
also disagree with you in thinking, you know, we don't have to discount what we do, because what AI doesn't have is that bank of knowledge that
Yeah.
you have that makes what you do unique,
Yeah.
one of a kind. It can learn it,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? But in doing so, then you're teaching it how you think, and then it just makes it easier for you. So
Yeah.
so I think, again, I think it can enhance your skill set, but you can't be afraid to use it. You know,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's going to take my job. Well, if it's going to take your job, you weren't needed too much in your job anyway.
Yeah.
So I'd say again, so because it will replace roles.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, and that, I think that's what it goes back again is when we say AI is exposing you. And so AI didn't kill your job, right? It exposed that you didn't own a skill. You owned a role.
Yeah.
I can own a role and not own the skill, but AI is going to expose that so quickly. And it again, if you don't have that skill, if you don't have those prompts, if you don't have that knowledge base, that value that is created inside of your brain that AI does not have, you know, it really, that's what is exposing. And the reality of all of that is roles can be automated. Ownership of a process cannot be automated.
Yeah, because you still have to own it.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I use AI all the time. I mean, I like I say, it's my GPS anymore, right?
Yeah.
You know, but again, I still have to. It gives me a path.
Yeah.
It tells me how to get to the hotel, so to speak, if I'm using a GPS over, and a map tells me how to get to the hotel. Just to tell me there's a policeman right there. Right. So again, but I still have to make decisions along the way.
Yeah.
Okay. And against and I have to do it. I have, like you said, Brian, I have to take ownership of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the biggest problem most people have in life, because they just want to blame somebody else. Well, you know, I really suck at my job because the company I work for doesn't appreciate me. No, you just suck at your job.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't appreciate you because they didn't hire who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You told them you were going to be something different. And there, lo and behold, you know, as I always tell my dealers, you know, a $40,000 toolbox doesn't mean you're an A-level technician or a master tech. Just means that you owe about $400 a week to Snap-on.
Mm-hmm.
To pay for that damn toolbox.
Oh yeah.
Right. Because you got the tools, you just don't have the skill set to go with it. And I think that's a big part. And I think, going back to your point, I think it's that ownership thing.
Yeah.
Right. Is if you're using AI will give you incredible directions.
Yes.
Okay. It'll do magical things for you there, but you still have to get in the damn car and maybe not even have to drive it anymore.
Yeah.
But you still physically got to get in the car.
Absolutely.
You got to get in the car, and you got to start the car, and you got to move in the direction. And AI's never ever going to be able to do that for you. There's always going to be a place for people who have ambition and drive.
Absolutely.
And AI will enhance that for you.
Well, and I think in reality right now, with where we're at with AI, is AI rewards motion, not always mastery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I might not have the skill set, right? I might not know everything I need to know, but I'm going to make the motions for it. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do that. And I think the people who are winning right now aren't the smartest people in the world.
I would agree.
Yep.
Okay. We're looking at two of them right here.
Yeah. But the people who are winning aren't the smartest. They're the ones who are moving before they feel ready.
Yeah.
Or before the moment feels right. It's saying, you know what? I see this is coming. I'm going to learn this skill. I'm going to adapt and adjust. Those are the people who are winning right now. I mean, they're not the smartest people. They could be the smartest people, but
Elon Musk, he apologizes to you right now.
Yeah,
you are the smartest person.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
so just get that out of the thing. Elon Musk is a smart person.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But,
and I love his products.
But it's the people who winning are the ones who are willing to go, you know what? It might not feel like it's the right time, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that jump. I'm going to buy into AI. I'm going to buy into the advancement of technology. It's the people who moved into, you know, the GPS that tells you where the police officer,
Right.
they have a lot less tickets than the
They
people
do.
who are still using.
I go, I
paper.
trust it. I don't ever go, nah, that can't be right.
Yeah.
I slow down.
Yeah.
Okay. And I go like, not there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So I let everybody know you can speed up because I've told you they're no longer there, or there's 3 of them.
Yeah. They're waiting.
And they're looking for speeders.
Yeah. I will tell you, one of the most annoying experiences I've ever had with my
Outside of me.
Google Maps, I was going to say with my Google Maps, was when I was driving through Indiana and it was notifying me of a pothole. Well, every about 10 seconds driving on the highway in Indiana, it's like pothole, pothole, pothole. You're like, Jesus, did they get hit by a meteor strike? What the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
You're like, no, that's just
Indiana.
that's it.
It's
So,
potholes. Yeah.
anyways, no, it's one of those. So I got a question for you.
Sure.
So what are builders doing different right now than they have in the past? Like people who are legitimately building the next wave of businesses, those next level entrepreneurs, the most successful ones, what are they doing differently right now?
Well, I would say, and that's a great question. I would say people today are doing what I call leapfrogging.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've talked about this, I think, on one of our other podcasts.
Yeah.
And we're on like our 34th or 35th.
Yeah, something
now.
like
so
that.
we've talked about before. But what I see today, and this is what I'm preaching to all the dealerships that we work with, is what we have to do is not do something that's drastically different, but we have to think about what we do in a very different way. And that's what I call leapfrogging. So what can we do? It's like I did a workshop yesterday for salespeople. And one of the things, my number one goal as I was working with salespeople is say, look, salespeople suck. So let's don't try to be one. And they go like, what?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Bob, you're doing a sales training workshop. And I go, yeah, salespeople suck. Let's don't try to be one. And I started to laugh and I say, and I asked the question, I said, how many people in here did not like salespeople before you came one? And all their hands went up.
Yeah.
And I go, now that you are one, how many people still don't like them? And all their hands went up. I go, so I said, so let's think about this for a second. What I'm asking you to do is think about being a non-sales type person.
Yeah.
What I want you to think about is how would your life change if you thought differently, if you took this idea and said, what would be the opposite of that?
Yeah.
And I said, so the opposite of a salesperson to me is an advisor.
Yep.
Somebody that's looking out to make sure the customer makes the right decision with the right product, not somebody who's just trying to sell a product.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, so how would you change what you do if I said your goal is not to sell the customer on what we have here? Your goal is to help that customer make sure whether they buy it from you or they buy it from else, they buy the right product for them.
Yeah.
And they all went, well, I would do things very differently. And I said, okay, that's leapfrogging.
Yeah.
Now I still need them to buy it from me. Don't get me wrong. But if you did it differently, and they went to another dealership, and the dealership that they went to had people that were trained to be salespeople, and you were trained to be an advisor, who do you think they would come back to?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Who do you think they would come back to? And that's the thing, I think, Brian, that I see that we're trying to get our dealers to do is, look, you don't have to do something radically different.
Yeah.
But what you have to do is take what everybody else is doing and say, how could I think about that in a different way? I think, again, that's where Elon Musk comes in. Elon Musk is the great, okay, I thought about this in a different way. Steve Jobs with Apple, I mean, his whole brain was wired. I know everybody's doing this, but this is really how a phone should look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I think that's the piece of it. And I think that's what people today, you don't look for the big thing that you could change.
Yeah.
Look for what everybody else is doing, how they're doing it. And then your question you have to ask is how can I do that would make me uniquely different?
Yeah.
What would I need to do? What would it need to look like? How would I need to perform? And I think that's what's making driving business today. How can you take what you're doing, look at it almost at 180 degree side and say, how can I do what I'm doing different?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think that's where the future is for all business.
Yeah. So what happens if someone does nothing?
Well, then welcome to, I don't know, if you don't do anything, you're eventually going to go away. I mean, it's just the reality of it. You have no motion. Something that's doesn't have any motion is not going to go anywhere. Bodies in motion tend to stay in motion.
Absolutely.
So if you choose not to embrace AI, and I'm not saying you have to go in 100%.
Yeah.
I say you've got to at least put your toes in the water.
Yeah.
Use Copilot, use Gemini, start using it. Most of the people that are afraid of AI talk to Siri and Alexa all the time on their phones. And going,
absolutely.
You do know that's not a little person inside of your phone, right? You do know that's AI. And they go like, well, really? That's AI? And go, Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's how
is.
that whole thing works. And they go like, oh, I hadn't really thought about it that way. So I think again, it's kind of exposing them to it
Yeah.
little ways. There was a site where you can put in words, and I forget what the AI site is, but anyway, but it creates a song for you.
Oh, okay.
And so I've told my dealers, and I can't remember it right now. It's been a couple of weeks ago, but anyway, I had one of my dealers tell me about it, Kelly Emery with Emery Sales.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And she said, well, this is how I got my people to finally start using all the chat prompts, Bob, you've been sending down, because they're all terrified of it.
Yeah.
So she gave me the name of this AI. And what it does is you can put in stupid things that happen in your job, and it'll build a song for you about them. And then you can pick what genre. So she said, like our parts people said, parts are back ordered, customers are upset, nothing's ever in stock. And so she did it with them. And then they said, okay, build that. And we want it done in the blues theme.
Yeah.
And it literally builds a song for them with that. And everybody started laughing and going, I want to do one. I want to do one.
Yeah.
And she said, that's how she got her people starting to understand that AI is a pretty cool tool.
Yeah.
So awesome. I think if you're not using that, or if you've got people that are afraid of it, then show them some fun things they can do with it. I mean, it's almost embarrassing that you'd use AI to create a goofy little song, but you know what?
Yeah.
What you're trying to do is get people exposed to AI and again, let them know what the power of it is.
Yeah. Well, and I think that comes down to, if you do nothing in the next 90 days when it comes to AI, you've chosen a side.
Absolutely.
You said, I don't want to progress. I don't want to be better. I don't want to advance my business. I mean, and that's the reality of it. Because if you want to advance your business in a way that you never imagined you could advance your business, AI is where it is at. And if you don't do anything in the next 90 days, you're going to get outpaced by all of your competitors who are using AI.
Yeah. And again, we're working with all of our dealers now. All of the dealers we have already got their goals and projections and stuff set for 2026. But one of the things that we talk to them about is 15% growth exciting or boring?
Yeah.
And everybody went, well, it's kind of boring. Okay. And I go like, well, what would it look like if you grew 30%? And they go, well, how the hell are we going to grow 30%? And I go, I don't know. So I said, why don't we dig into AI? Okay. And I said, why don't we ask AI and feed your financials into AI or into chat?
Yeah.
And say, okay, this is where we are. And we would like to grow by 30% in service parts and sales. What would we need to do based upon our financials? What would have to happen? What would have to happen with staffing? What would have to happen with marketing? And all of our dealers have done that. And AI's coming back. Okay. Right? That's exciting. And what it did is it laid out a plan or a strategy for them to literally go from a 15% growth to a 30% growth with staffing and increased salaries and what they would have to do, and a marketing strategy on how to do it.
Yeah.
And all our dealers come back and go like, that's pretty cool. And I said, well, it's really cool if you actually do it.
Yeah.
It's just a neat thing. If you go, damn, that was neat, I'm still expecting a 15% growth.
Yep.
And I think that's the thing, you have to go back and feed AI in what you hope, give it the data to work with, continue to refine it. Because one of the things I've learned about AI is it gives you what it thinks you want. And if that's not what you actually wanted, then you just have to give it some more input and continue to kind of refine it. So again, if nothing happens, if you don't do anything in the next 90 days, if you continue to do that every 90 days, you're going to be passed up, and you're never going to be able to catch up.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like it was 5 or 10 years ago. Once you get passed up today with technology, you can't catch up.
Yeah.
Because it's going so fast.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the thing. If you're going to play, you got to get in the game and start playing.
Well, and that's where it, for us, kind of it ends is there's no neutral position anymore. You've got to either be in or you got to be out. Unfortunately, I think the people who are out, who are not jumping in, they're not going to see the growth of the people who.
But I have hope for them. See, that's where you don't have hope for people.
We send our prayers and thoughts to you.
I have hope. I have hope. I think people, if you're not in it right now, it's not too late to get in.
No, it's not.
Okay,
this is the time.
If you've made a decision, it's nothing I want to do. AI is a mechanism of Satan.
Yeah,
and AI is the Antichrist. If that's it, I can't help you. Biblically, AI is not the Antichrist. It doesn't meet the criteria. So I would just say again, Lo, if you haven't started, then I think maybe that's kind of the message I want to have. I don't care what your message is because it doesn't matter to me. But my message is it's not too late to get in, but there will be a time it will be too late.
Yeah,
there will be a time that it's passed you by.
Yeah,
right. It will happen.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like, I love technology. So I know some people my age, I just turned 71, and some people my age give their smartphone to their grandchild and say, program this for me.
Yeah.
I love screwing around with this stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I try to stay involved with stuff like that. So to me, it's exciting, but it's not for everybody. And it's like, if you still have a flip phone or you finally got a smartphone, but you have your grandkids do it, you need to figure out how to program your damn smartphone yourself. Get tied into technology. I don't think it's too late, but I will tell you, there will be a time, right? There is that point of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
And we all know about that. There is a time that it will be too late and you will not be able to catch back up.
Absolutely. So with that, we're going to end, but we're going to do something a little different on our ending. So at 7:45 Central Time, if you go to Unplugged Unfiltered on TikTok, or if you go to b.m.clem on TikTok, we're going to do a live question and answer session starting at 7:45. It's going to last for 15 minutes. Come over and join us on TikTok. We're going to live answer any questions that you guys have about anything that we just talked about, or any business questions. So in 10 minutes, join us on TikTok live. We look forward to seeing you all there. But with that, we're going to end here, and we'll see you all in the next 10 minutes on TikTok. Come with your craziest, most wild questions, and we're going to answer them even more unfiltered.
If we don't know, we will make up an answer.
We'll ask chat.
We'll ask chat. That's exactly right.
With that, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and we will see you on TikTok in a few minutes.
Never disappoint, so we have coincidentally stumbled on a legendary. Wait until they see us now, waiting for the opportune time to show 'em this new power of mine. When words is where we landed, we're 2 rows and next to be commended. We're taking down all of those who oppose. Greasy Grove will soon be upon us. Katie Hike, we're sitting on the battle bus. We're